Another special legislative session is all but a reality. Lawmakers are just waiting for the governor to make that call. The latest special session, of course, came to a contentious end late Monday night, where a Republican-backed budget bill barely made it under the wire.
But a revenue-raising bill favored by Democrats wound up dying on the floor. Political reporter Fred Childers sits down with the governor now to see when that special session is going to take place and what you can expect to come of it.
Well, we're in the press briefing room here at the Louisiana State Capitol. This is where Governor John Bel Edwards gives us updates, he and the various state officials, to all the pesky reporters. Governor, thank you for talking with us today.
Thank you very much, Fred. Pleasure to be with you.
We're going to talk about the special session. Rough start to the week, wasn't it?
Well, it was, and I was very disappointed and frustrated, but you know, the state of Louisiana is disappointed and frustrated right now with so many opportunities to finally resolve the fiscal problems we've had in this state and maintain the momentum that we've been able to achieve. And thus far, we haven't been successful. I remain optimistic, however, that this will happen before June 30th. And so I'm excited about fixing this, you know, using this as an opportunity to fix the problems of the state. And I think that's what we're going to do.
Yeah, well, let's set the stage for our viewers here. Yeah. On Monday was the last day of the special legislative session. The final moments were chaotic. I think you even said disastrous.
Yeah.
We literally saw, and I think our viewers are probably seeing video at this point, we literally saw lawmakers running around scrambling, trying to get a couple key pieces of legislation passed. One was HB 1, that was the budget. It did pass.
Yes.
But what didn't pass were the revenue-raising measures. There was a Republican-backed bill by Representative Lance Harris. That was HB 27.
Yes.
And a bill by Democrat Walt Leger. Neither one of them passed. And literally in the final moment, they tried to get it passed, and it didn't. So the budget doesn't have revenue.
Well, we're lacking $506 million right now in order to fund all of the priorities that were identified, not by me, but by the legislature, in a compromised, bipartisan approach that really came out of the Senate, but one that, while it's not what I asked for, I believe it's responsible and I can support it. However, in the House, they did not go along with that because they didn't fund those $506 million. And in fact, Lance Harris's bill got 38 votes, and it would have maintained a third of the expiring fifth penny. The biggest difference was Walt Leger's bill, House Bill 12, would have maintained half of the expiring fifth penny. And when you say raise revenue, I take issue with that a little bit. Revenue is going to fall because there's a huge tax cut coming for the people of Louisiana from this year to next. We can fund all of our critical priorities, and this is the difference. Walt Leger's approach at a half penny fully funds our obligation to TOPS. It fully funds our higher education institutions. We will pay our sheriffs to house our inmates. We will pay the DAs. We won't cut the Department of Corrections and so forth. And we maintain a half penny. And so the fifth penny of sales tax gets cut in half. The tax burden on the state of Louisiana from this year to next will be reduced by more than $500 million, yet we fund our priorities. And we maintain our ability to meet our obligations, especially to our kids in college who are on TOPS and those who are graduating high school, because they've done what we asked them to do, and we need to meet our obligations to them. Now, on the other hand, Lance Harris's bill to maintain a third of that penny still involves cuts to TOPS, to higher education, to sheriffs, to DAs. That is not a responsible approach, and it was evidenced by the fact that he only got 38 votes for that. So I think we need to come together, solve the problem, and get out of our own way and maintain the momentum that we've had. We've got more people working in Louisiana today, Fred, than ever in our history. We are landing the biggest economic development project wins in our history. In the current fiscal year, the one that's about to end, for the first time in 10 years, we have funded higher education without a cut, and we fully funded the TOPS program. And I will tell you, the key to economic growth, investment, job opportunities is to invest in education. That's why I know we're currently on the right track. We just have to get this done. I know the people in Louisiana are frustrated. I am too, but I pledge that we are going to make this happen.
So we know you're going to call another special legislative session. This will be number 3 this year.
Yeah.
When will you call it, and what will be in the call?
Well, I will issue the call probably tomorrow, and the session will likely start sometime early in the week after Father's Day, so sometime around the 18th or so of June. It will probably be about a 10-day session. And what's going to be in the call, I'm still working through that. It's not going to be an expansive call because a lot of the work was done around capital outlay, you know. And
there are already elements in place that you want to keep.
Yes, and so we don't have to have an expansive call. We only need a few instruments to wrap up our business. We should have done our work that in the session that ended on June 4th. If we'd have done that, the legislature would not have required any additional per diem or any additional cost to the state of Louisiana. Unfortunately, that didn't happen. So we're going to issue the call tomorrow.
Yeah, and I just, real quick, I wanted to touch on the final moments of that special legislative session. You stood here at this podium that night, I believe at 1 o'clock in the morning, and you were highly critical of the House leadership for blocking Walt Leger's bill in that final moment.
Well, it was obvious that there were many members who wanted to be able to reconsider his bill so that we could avoid the special session and do what I just mentioned. Cut the fifth penny in half, cut the tax burden by over $500 billion, but yet fully fund TOPS and our higher education institution and other priorities. But they were prevented from reconsidering that bill even after the only alternative got 38 votes and went down to a tremendous defeat because there was a concerted effort on behalf of the leader of the House, Speaker, and Alan Seabaugh, a representative from Shreveport, to run the clock out. So it was very frustrating, and we just need to do better than that in Louisiana.
That's all the time we have. Governor, we wish you well in the upcoming special session. We wish the lawmakers well, and we hope that there comes some sort of resolution.
I think we will. I think we will.
All right. Thank you for your time, Governor.
Yes, sir.
Stay with us. We'll be right back.